Today I wanted to talk about simplicity. So it's really interesting. I've been teaching my master class. I think we're halfway through. We're at the half point of our master class. We're actually starting to round the bases, I would say, and come in towards the second half. Because what we started talking about this last week was what's your offer, right? Like what's really the offer, and what's the hero story. And then we're going to start moving to like key messages and work our way through. I'll break that down for you at the end of this. For those of you not doing the master class, you should do the master class, and I'll tell you everything that we cover there. But sometimes when you do marketing, the reality is there's so much to learn, right? And there's so much to do. I mean, marketing, I can tell you without hesitation, marketing has gotten so much more complicated than it used to be. When I actually started in marketing in television, the big ones were TV, radio, outdoor, direct mail, but it was not a lot of channels, right? Now with social and then like new platforms popping up all the time, and what you can do in a lot more measurable media, by the way, which is awesome, but it gets a little bit complicated. Like, what are we here to do? And one of the things that I constantly remind not only my my students, but my clients, even more so, is that you have to get the fundamentals down, right? You have to get the fundamentals down if you're going to make progress. Business is about one thing. Business is about acquiring and serving customers in a consistent enough way that they want to give you money. That's it. It's value exchange. Okay. So what you have to get down are basically four things. I've broken them down into four things to make it simple. And I have a little acronym to help you remember it. And it's HOME, H-O-M-E. And it's funny. I was reminded, I was talking to a friend of mine. She's like, what's that formula again? And I was like, oh, I have a video on it. And I went looking for it and I actually couldn't find the video. So I'm redoing it. So if you're hearing this for the second time, awesome, because hopefully it'll stick, but hopefully I haven't been overly redundant. But I'm going to show you something real quick. For those of you that are listening only, I'll just tell you what it says. But imagine a baseball diamond. You remember the acronym HOME. What I always say is if you want to win a home run or hit a home run with your marketing, if your marketing is actually going to do what you intended it to do, you have to do four things, and they happen to spell home. One, you have to cast your customer, your client, your prospect, the person that you are trying to attract and then serve, as the hero of the story, right? They are the hero. You are not the hero. Your product is not the hero. Your service is not the hero. Your customer is your hero. Your job is to try to get them from where they are to where they want to go. And in order for you to do a good job, you really need to know them. So I always talk about you've got to do a detailed persona, but mostly just remember, you have to know your hero. You have to know their desires, what they're trying to get done, their frustrations, what is in the way of them getting to where they want to go. When you know your hero, you're going to be able to do the second thing, which is put together an irresistible or a captivating offer, right? So H for hero, O for offer. So what I mean by that is, and my phone rings, what I mean by that is once you know your hero really well, you'll understand what they're really trying to get, right? What your hero is trying to get is not your product or service. Your product or service is simply the vehicle or the bridge over to what they really want to get to, right? I'm going to use the easiest example in the world. I use this all the time. When people buy Weight Watchers, keto coffee, whatever it happens to be, it's not that they really want to be on Weight Watchers. Trust me, they don't. I am right now. Nobody wants to be on Weight Watchers. They want the result that Weight Watchers gets, right? Or if you do keto, or if you do any other diet, whatever it happens to be, it's not that you want to do those things. You want the result that they're going to get. So when you learn what your hero really wants, you can put together the offer, and the offer is the result, not your thing. There's all sorts of subtleties in there, but remember, you've got to understand your hero, and then you've got to put together an irresistible offer. And the offer is the result that they're trying to get through your thing, not the thing. That's where a lot of people screw up. The next thing is M. And M is for message and media. Because here's what you have to do. Once you know your hero really well and you have a great offer, you need to drive traffic to that offer. And the way you do that is you craft your messages and you put them through the right media, right? So hero, offer, message, and media, right? So you got to know your hero really well. You got to put together an incredible offer. Then you've got to drive traffic through your messages and your media. And finally, this is where a lot of people just fall down, is you have to make it easy for them to say yes. And the way you make it easy is you get rid of all of the obstacles. So don't make it hard. Don't be like, I need you to jump over, these 3 hurdles and then go through this tunnel in order to give me your money so that I can give you your thing. You got to remove as much friction as possible. And you also need to de-risk it, right? You need to give them some certain protections so they feel like they're not going to be jumped and they're not going to fail. The 2 biggest reasons that prospects don't act is because they either think they're going to fail or they think that they're going to look like a fool, right? And so you got to make it easy by giving them some protections and de-risking it, whether it's a free trial, concierge service to onboarding, some sort of guarantee, whatever it happens to be. You've got to help them understand that you're really in their corner. You're going to help them. And if you do those 4 things, you're going to hit a marketing home run. Your business is going to take off. Know your hero, put together an incredible offer, drive traffic with the right messages and media, and then E, make it easy for them to say yes. And if you do that, you're going to be successful. So I hope that's helpful, taking a lot of stuff that we do in the Marketing Campus Masterclass and in what we do in my Captivate sprints and boiling it down into 4 things. I promised I would tell you what we cover in the masterclass, and it's basically 9 things. There's 9 things that on a broader basis you need to get right in marketing, and you've got to do them in the right offer and in the right order, right? I'm offer crazy, right? So 1 is, again, you have to know who your ideal client is, and that's all about getting to know your hero. Number 2, you have to know what their actual needs are, what their external, internal, and global needs are. That's number 2. 3, you've got to align your brand proposition and your brand promise to their needs. That's what we call the value vision. Number 4, you've got to understand their story. We've talked a little bit about that in multiple of these podcasts and videocasts. Number 5, you got to put together your key messages. Number 6, you got to decide what are my strategic levers? Where in the funnel am I going to actually do my first pieces of work? That's number 6. Number 7 is now what channels, specific channels am I going to use to convey my messages back to my target customer? And then 8 and 9 are really about brass tacks. 8 is putting your tactical plan together. What do you need to do? Do you need to build a landing page? Do you need to build ad campaigns? What's the actual stuff that you have to get done? And 9 is all about measurement. And those are the 9 keys that you need to have like an airtight marketing strategy. And if you do them in that order, you're going to be amazed by what you can do. So if you want to check that out, go to tmcmastery.com. But even better, if you want me to come and work with your company and do it in person, so it happens like so much faster, which means you can get the result faster, you might be interested in one of my Captivate workshop sprints. So go to captivatesprint.com, captivatesprint.com, all smushed together, and you can see all about that. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next time.